Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fight fans. Welcome to another UFL Fight Night. This is UFL Fight Night 26. I am your host, Frank No Streaming, aka Afterman Hunter. I'm here with my co-host, Kai W, aka Hamza Jemayev Sunglasses Emoji. How's it going, my friend? How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, man. It's been a while. It's been a while, but we are back, and we got a good card coming up for us. We got, of course, AK-Tactician versus Deathpunch 2. So I cannot wait for this fight. But before all of that, we got a lot of good fights coming up. Maybe you can take some of us to us.
Yeah, and like you said, we've been gone for a little bit. We just had to get some things cleaned up behind the curtain, as it were. But we got all that squared away and good to go. So we're back and ready to bring on good fights. And speaking of good fights, we've got five of them for you on tap today. We're starting things off in the women's flyweight division with Butter Dog versus Josh Ray. And then we've got Silky NYC taking on AK Pressure at featherweight. AK Sandman versus Sambo War at lightweight. Another AK member in Drago taking on Jassim in middleweight. And Death Punch is going to, of course, be taking on Tactician in a rematch in the bantamweight division.
Yeah.
Um, so, yeah, like you said, a lot of good fights coming up today. It was a very good fight the first time around between Death Punch and Tactician, but
Oh,
Death Punch
definitely.
was able to find the shots that he needed to, and get the TKO victory in the third round last time. We'll see how it plays out this time. But what out of these fights, what's really catching your eye here, Kai? What are you looking forward to most on this card?
I'm really looking forward, of course, to the main event. That is of course normal. But I also have my eye on that Jassim against Akan Godly. I faced Jassim personally a couple of times on ranked, and he's an absolute beast, man. And I recently left A70 and joined the Warriors, and they got some killers in there, and we're probably about to put our guy Jassim into our camp. So I'm really looking forward to his fight. Of course, I got my other teammate Samawara fighting on the card. So I hope he can get his victory. But I know Sandman as well, also been my former teammate. He is no slouch. So it should be a good one, man. It should be a really good one.
Yeah, it should be. It looks like we've got things ready to go just about in that first fight. I made a bit of a mistake. I said it was women's flyweight. It's actually just regular flyweight. And I made another
Good
mistake. I
flower.
said we were ready, and it turns out we weren't. But no, okay, we are. We are. They're just getting some things set up, and they caught me with the pump fake for sure.
Well,
They've
no,
got me
just
again.
just to start. Why don't you go ahead and tell something about the guy Josh Scher? I don't know how you say his name. I think it's Josh
Josh Ray.
Ray Scher. Josh Ray. Okay.
Yeah, and Josh Ray is currently ranked 18th in the UFL, and he's 3-0 right now. He's got great wrestling, a good fight IQ, and is very well rounded. A win here could be big for him because he's trying to climb up in these rankings, and he believes that he can, put on an amazing performance here. He's not representing a camp, but if he puts on a good enough showing here, then that might be that might be changed soon enough. It's
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
matter of just going out and performing on the big stage, and then people will come pick you up, man. People will realize, hey, this guy's got some skill, he's got some talent, and they'll want to
Oh,
work with
definitely.
you. So this is a great um proving ground and an opportunity and a test here.
Mm. Yeah, of course. And the thing is, Wayne can be on the big stage, on the UFL, on the main card, of course. It's a huge opportunity to prove yourself why you deserve to be on the main card, even be the main event, and maybe even fighting for the title fight, you know what I mean? But on the other hand, we got his opponent, which goes by the name of Buddha Dog. He's a current number 50 ranked contender UFL with a record of 2-1. He's got great timing and counters, great kickboxing combinations, and great striking. He's always looking for the KO. Like I said, this both guys first time being on the big stage, and they both looking up put up for a great fight. And he represents Camp TSG. So it's interesting. You got the number 15 against the number 18. Josh is 3-0. I think if he wins here tonight, he should be in those rankings real high up because then he will be 4-0 undefeated. So I'm looking forward to this. He's 3-0 at the moment for a reason. So let's see if he can show us why he is that.
Yeah, but Butter Dog is, of course, maybe he's looking to make a splash, and we'll see if he can do that by coming in and taking the zero off of an undefeated opponent. It's a great way to get some eyes on yourself. Go take them off of somebody else. So now all that all that's
Definitely.
left to do is get these guys locked in, and then we can get this thing started. We'll see who's gonna put their best foot forward and get this UFL fight night kicked off in the right direction. So
Oh, definitely. Like you said, man. Before you said, we have been off for a little while, and in the past time, a lot of happened. Just not only with the UFL, but also in the UFC, guys. If you have not watched Usman against Masvidal, that was a shocker for me. I can tell you that. I really can tell you that.
yeah, it wasn't the result I was expecting, but hey, that's why they fight, right?
Me as well. Wow, but Mm, like less of that. We are now our first fight of the evening. I am hyped. It's been a long while. Let's get this thing going on. And like I always say, the first fight of a card is usually a banger. So hopefully we can get one as well.
Yeah, hopefully they kick things off with a bang for us. But things are getting started. No touch of gloves, but we are underway. Both guys mixing things up, trying to find the range with the jabs in the pocket. Good.
Figueiredo against Demetrius Johnson. So it's always nice.
Yeah, we got Josh Ray using Figueiredo and Butter Dog using Demetrius Johnson. Butter Dog's gonna have to be super careful about throwing those kicks in from that close because the window. But now Josh Ray going for an armbar. Possibly has a bit of a stamina advantage. We don't know because we can't see his stamina bar, but he felt like it was a good opportunity to go for it. And so far, so good. Butter Dog showing decent submission defense here, Kai.
He missed a slam, and like I said, man, being reversing Figueiredo is maybe a good sign, but of course he has a dangerous guard. He's a rubber guard. He got submissions from the back. Like I said about him, speaking about a rubber guard, he gets putting into, and he will flip him into. I think top mount. It is. Even though he tried to go for step guard, didn't got it. Makes way to half guard. So like I said, Figueiredo on top and on bottom is actually both. It's really dangerous, but of course, at least you want this Figueiredo on his back. But nice deny, and makes his way back to half guard, makes his way to side control, gets it. Let's see if he can hold this position. First time he couldn't got it. Goes for some punches, building up his GA. No, he makes race to sprawl.
Yeah, and he uses that sprawl to get into the backside quickly to avoid, having to worry about that 50-50 from Butter Dog. You don't know if he's going to go up or down, so you can avoid that entirely by just going to the backside position. That's what Josh Ray does, but Butter Dog was able to get back into the guard. Some posture up shots don't really do much, and Butter Dog is able to get up and he gets out back to his feet. And thus far in round one, Josh Ray has put on an excellent performance and is really ahead in this fight, in my opinion, so far, Kai, as we end round one. He almost gets the round tonight.
Yeah, it was a very close round, but especially with the clinch attempts and I think also just the ground control of Josh in the first round. I think he slightly took the round, but it's real close. So it's just a regular 10-8 if you ask me.
I don't think you can give that one a 10-8. I think you might have said 10-9.
I said that 10-8?
Yeah, you said 10-8.
Oh, I mean it 10-9. No, excuse me, I get wrong right there. I mean it 10-8. I know it, like 10-8 is where you like completely dominate on your phone, like 3 knockdowns, and like 5 body held defense, like things like that. So I meant the 10-8. Like I said, it is a close one, but with the self-control, I think that one goes to Josh. My excuse.
But no worries. Thus far, Josh Ray is still putting the pressure on, staying right in Butter Dog's kitchen. I mean, he's just on top of him and landing some big shots right now. But a good counter there from Butter Dog. He's trying to get his own offense going. Went for the body kick as his opponent pulled there. I thought it was going to do a lot more damage than it did, but sometimes that happens, maybe because he was too close. But now Butter Dog is starting to fire back at will, starting to find the target. Mixing things up to the head and to the body, but Josh Ray is able to get that clinch and gets this fight back to the ground where he seemed to have an advantage. So, very good job with the fight IQ there. You were in a bad situation on the feet, so take it to the ground. See what you can get done there, especially since you were having success there last round, Pat.
Oh, no, definitely. And like I said, those flyers are real quick. And there's one thing that I know personally for Demetrius Johnson. He's got a 99 punch speed, even though his opponent goes for a submission also on it. He wasn't going to get this. That means, at least in the submission, can make something happen or land some good punches of himself on the feet if he can get up. He needs to go for broken turn around, try to get a finish, like no matter what, because if not, he will lose this fight by decision.
Right now, looks that way anyway, because Josh Ray again pops up and is again doing damage.
Okay, the heck up is
and the head health and just finishing the fight and his stream.
Wow.
So, okay, the stream didn't go, but that was a fantastic performance from Josh Ray. I mean, from the opening bell, he was in his opponent's face. He was dropping pressure shots. He was, using that clinch and use that to get the fight to the ground a couple of times. And then once he got this thing to the ground, it just seemed like he had a clear advantage there, and really just used his skill set there to his advantage. And that moves from 3-0 to 4-0, and he's probably gonna have a number next to his name whenever the rankings come out again.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, man, right now this puts him in 4-0, so I'm not surprised if we can see them in the top 10 rankings for next week. Great performance by Josh, and that doesn't say that Buddha Dog won't be back, but this night belongs to Josh. Great first fight.
Yeah, exactly what you just said. Great first fight. Way to kick things off on this card, and like you said, Butter Dog's got nothing to hang his head about. He'll be back, and just gotta get back into the gym, sharpen some of those tools, and come out harder next time. No worries, nothing to it but to do it. He'll be fine. But it looks like we're getting things set up anyway for our next card, for our next fight rather. Silky NYC is gonna be taking on AK Pressure in the featherweight division. And as I mentioned, this is the beginning of our AK marathon. From here on out, every fight has an AK member in it.
Wow.
Yeah, these guys looking to put their camp on the map as if it already wasn't. But they're looking to keep good things going. They're hoping that they can, run the table today and get all of their members home with the win, including Tactician, who will come home with the belt if he is able to be victorious today. But again, that's a big if, and we got a little bit to go until we get there. So what do you have for us on these fighters here, Kai?
Well, I will start off with Rouse Silky. Rouse Silky is the current number 12 ranked 10 in the UFL and also ranked of 4-1. He likes to break the block. He has great ground game and great striker. He's a definitely upcoming prospect if he wins here tonight, and he's always looking for a KO. He did lose his last fight against Ali Creed, so why don't you go ahead and tell something about AK Pressure?
Well, AK Pressure, as we know, represents the AK camp. He's currently ranked 14. He's 2-0 this season. He's got good striking. As you can guess, he likes to bring pressure.
Yeah.
A win here tonight is big for him, and he won his last fight on the prelim, so he's trying to climb up those rankings so he can, cement himself on this main card and just be a mainstay on these main cards for a bit to come while he makes his own title run, if things go his way here today. So.
True. Just like you said, he's been here for a long, for a pretty long while. I know he ended up pretty high in the rankings of season one. If I can get, he ended up season one. He ended up 13, with a record of 5-3. So right now he's undefeated 2-0. Let's see if he can make it 3 here tonight. So I'm really looking forward to it. Rouse Silky, we've seen a lot of him, not only from striking, but also in general, in a general chat being very vocal. So let's see if he can back up all the talk. I think he should be able to. But you got a Holloway against Holloway, and I'm not surprised because that Holloway in featherweight, it's something else, man. It really is.
Yeah, honestly, you almost have no choice but to mirror whenever you see your opponent using the Holloway, and this is part of the competitive scene.
McGregor.
Yeah,
but you gotta be able to use McGregor pretty well because I do believe McGregor has the speed and power advantage, but just the chin and the gas take of Holloway, no matter what, will be hard to deal with.
You can also use Volkanovski, but a lot of people here don't grapple. So even whenever they do use Volk, they don't wrestle max. So I don't know,
There you go. And like I said, we should be able to expect a brawl from these two guys. Got 2 Holloways, 3 rounds, 99 gas tank. Like you always said, if you can't take it home, we should just leave it all out.
Yeah, I feel like there's no way that this strike ends with less than 300, or this fight ends with less than 300 strikes thrown, unless somebody gets knocked out early. And to that end, Pressure is just, of course, trying to walk his opponent down, put on his namesake. Getting some good shots there in the pocket. Gets a nice slip counter there. Broke the block.
That's a beautiful spinning elbow.
Some good head movement there. Keeps him out of trouble. I'd like to see Silky work the body some there if he's able to get him in trouble like that.
Oh, no, definitely.
I was about to say, I'd be happy watching, seeing both of these guys work the body a little bit more regardless, because they both seem content to just, keep striking. So you might as well take away his ability to do that as long as a great slip work there by Pressure. And that's one of the reasons why you want to take that, that stamina away. That's what I was trying to say. You start working the body, and get some of that stamina
Oh
off.
my
But
god.
huge spinning elbow. And then
What
just
a
was that
fight.
5 shots to the body
5
unanswered.
shots. Wow, we got ourselves a fight, but what could we expect?
I mean, this this is what
Yeah,
happens with the
this, yeah.
Holloway mirrors, man.
Good answer.
Holloway's the only person that can keep up with Holloway, and then whenever you see it often, you get two people in really fast cars, and they're just gonna sit there and drive until one of them can't anymore. They're gonna race as hard as they can, and whoever falls down first falls down first.
Oh no, definitely. And I've got to say that the timing of the spinning elbow for Ross Silky in the red gloves has been amazing. He's been caught. He was able to caught his opponent with a lay right now 2 times, and one of them dropped. So I'm happy for Pressure if you can make the read and it just block or like move back when he chose the spinning elbow, and just
Ow.
as you said, he gets rocked by uppercut.
And some more good head movement by Silky keeps him out of danger there. But oh my goodness, that was super
spinning
close. We
elbows.
almost got pulled.
I mean, we know how good.
Throw another one. Just throw another one. Thank you.
You hear Prohaska right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Reyes.
Even Prohaska didn't throw this many, man.
Yeah, he did it. But it was a beautiful one. Ooh, right now you're gonna be able to exchange
in the pocket for sure.
Yeah, they are. Right now, it's just a matter of who lands a more significant shot, who is the last head health, and who can take the less of the exchange.
Well, if you look at the head health specifically, like the total, it looked like Pressure was easily winning that battle, but he did get rocked a few times. I mean, Silky's still in this fight. This doesn't look like his head health is going to be for much longer. Yeah, see, it's blinking already.
Yeah. Especially if you take a look at the head of Pressure and the over Silky, every time Silky gets hit just by a jab and that gets blocked, the head will start to be starts to flash. And I'm not saying there you go. I'm not saying that Pressure has a lot of head as well, but he got a good amount of more than his opponent Silky.
So yeah, I was literally just about to say maybe if you throw 6 more spinning elbows, you can even that up. That seems to be just what the doctor ordered.
Ooh, look at the Brock break. Beautiful.
There it is. Just keep throwing, I guess, and eventually the block will drop, and then you can just spinning elbow to your heart's content.
Spinning elbow. This is elbow.
This is a Beyblade fight.
Oh my god.
It's
I think you see more spinning elbows than actually like significant strikes. Oh, beautiful lead roundhouse and drops him.
But the up kick saves him. Like I said, this fight it's 2 Beyblades.
Yeah, it is. It really is. This fight has been crazy. It really is. And I think what you want to, I don't know if I would say at this point, I would take it slow, take my time, trying to hit them more with significant shots than just trying to the block break. There we go. This should be it.
This should
be it, and it is it. Wow.
How many spinning elbows can be thrown in one fight? There's your answer. Somebody go watch it back and give us the exact number. I think it was at least 46. But hey, if it works, keep throwing it, right?
Oh, no, definitely. Wow, what a performance. What a fight. But like I said, what could we expect? This is what you expect when 2 Holloways go inside the octagon with a 3-round fight, man. There's not much that you can expect for that. Don't expect like a real technical fight or something. They're gonna brawl and they're gonna fight until somebody's gonna go down. And as you can see, Ross Silky went down. AK Pressure got a victory. That was a great second fight of the card, man.
Yeah, it was certainly something to behold. It was yeah, there was a lot going on there. It was very technical, very fast, or excuse me, not very technical. It was very fast paced. That's what I was trying to say. And yeah, at the end, Pressure was able to keep that up, and continue the fight at that pace, and eventually got his hand raised. So if you look at the fight stats, it didn't look as the fight stats aren't nearly as close as that fight felt, but
nah. I think
I
the
wish
first round was pretty close, and then the second round was could you easily say that was Pressure's round, but just like you say.
Yeah, I wish there was a way that you could see how many specific, how many of a specific strike were thrown, because I need the spinning elbow count on that as soon as we can get that for my own purposes. But
definitely right.
I believe we are just about ready. Maybe not, but we're getting close to getting ready for our third fight, which is going to be Sandman versus Sambo War.
Yes,
These guys
sir.
are going to be in the lightweight division. So, what do you have for us on these fighters here, Kai?
Yeah, I will go ahead and start off with Mr. Sambor, aka my cabmate. He's the current number 8 ranked contender in the UFL and holds a record of 4-1. He's a high level grappler, he's well rounded, and he can take the fight everywhere. Of course, just like everyone, the main goal is the UFL belt, and the win here tonight could be very important for him in order to earn his spot in the top 5, top 3. Uh, and of course, like I said, he represents the Camp Warriors. Why don't you go ahead and tell us something about his opponent?
Okay. Um, his opponent, AK Sandman, is of course representing AK. He's ranked 7 in the UFL. He's 5-2 right now. He's got very dangerous submissions and a really good ground game, but he's also got clean hands, so you can't sleep on those either. A win tonight's very important for him. He feels like he's a rising star right now, and he won his last fight. He's trying to earn his spot in the top 5, and he knows that a victory here is the best way to do that. And this will, this will hopefully be able to propel him forward, closer to that title picture that everybody's looking to get into. So we'll see who's able to get that shot after this fight.
Oh no, definitely, and I love the matchmaking. The people who make the matchmaking for the UFL always does an amazing job, because right now we got the number 8 against the number 7. We just got like the number 13, number 15. I mean, against the number 18. So you really can see, why these guys are on that ranking, on that level. So that's what I love about the matchmaking. You really can see who deserves, that spot, and who deserves that spot. And
Yeah,
goes
for sure.
Takedown, beautiful from Sambawar. Oh no, yeah, it's Sambawar. Just got confused for a second right there.
Does a good job dropping some elbows there from that top side control, using that to. Well, I was about to say to build a grapple advantage, but he's honestly trying to do some damage, and he was doing a good job of it there. Now he's on the top in the full guard, just trying to find a way to slice through it. Posture's up. Not quite able to get anything, so he just goes back down and saves some of that stamina.
Definitely nice. The nice, it makes its way to half guard. That gets back right into rubber guard. Of course, this is what they gave this to Poirier. Wasn't able to hold the position.
Now he's got Samba War postured up, who just stands up, gets this fight back to the feet. Just trying to get a different look right now, it looks like, but both guys just coming up short in the pocket, trying to find each other. Just looking to find that range right now.
The level. It's dangerous to give up a position like that, even though he gets rocked right there.
Oh my goodness, he got rocked right away to start the second round, and Samba War doesn't want this fight to go any longer. He's trying to hurry up and finish this thing. Pushes him up against the fence, isn't quite able to get that takedown. Good defense there from Poirier. Takes the back, tries to take the back, unsuccessful. Gets it on the second attempt. Tony Ferguson with the Dark Souls roll. Got to use those iframes, Kai. Got to use those to his advantage. And a huge hook when Poirier was going for a knee. That's dangerous. A good slip there to get out of the way of that knee, though. Good uppercut. Yep. And Sandman's not out of this fight by any means.
Oh, no, definitely not. Definitely not. He defends the takedown. Beautiful.
Yeah, great work there to defend that one.
So what I always like to do is when I have like 2 rocks in a round, I always like try to take my time. I know I'm up on the judges' scorecard. That round is possibly be mine. Don't try to hurry anything. Try to lead to the fight as much as possible, especially when you're up. Your opponent knows that. He will recognize that. Oh, and he gets dropped right here.
Now Ferguson goes to the side. Take your time. Yeah, otherwise you can walk into shots like that, right?
Yeah, for example, when it's not needable, you're winning the round, why would you give it up by making silly mistakes, you know what I mean? So, but everyone has a different game plan, of course. Mine is possibly way different than yours, so.
Yeah, I mean,
so far.
Everybody's got different styles and different things they like to do. But everybody loves pull elbows. Yeah. They're not pull elbows, pull uppercuts, rather.
Can't blame him. Those things are strong.
I can never time them right. I feel like every time I try to use head movement, that's end up slipping into a strike, so I usually just avoid it.
Yeah, my head movement is the best either, but these guys are, and he gets a rock right here.
Yeah, huge shots there to get the rock. Almost ended up putting himself in more danger. Gets the knockdown there. but an upper kick saves Sambo from the follow-up shots, and this is a fight, Kai.
Yeah, and like I said, man, you gotta take your time. You know, Sambar had like maybe like 2 rocks, 1 drop, and right now the round is even. You know, it turned up real quick.
Mm-hmm. And some good
But like you
denials
said,
there.
we got some fight.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are they're putting everything out there, man.
Definitely. Nice fake it to arm triangle, makes way to side control, can hold this position. I
Yeah,
know Poirier has rubber guard, but he doesn't have the full guard from side control and it's on the back.
Which I feel like that's weird. If you got one, like,
Yeah,
why
right?
can't you do the other? But anyway, a good job there by Sambo to get out of the way. I, for one, whenever I'm on top in side control in situations kind of like this, I have to make sure I know where that sprawl denial is at all times. I got to camp that one so they can't have that chance to get that 50-50. But again, like I was saying, a good job by Sambo to make sure that process wasn't even there. So that was a great back and forth round. Who would you give that one to?
I think maybe, and this may be some stupid, but I think maybe because of the damage that Sambo did, maybe just a bit earlier than him, I would slightly give it to Sambo, but I wouldn't surprise if they give that one to AK and Sandman as well, just because of. I think Sambo had like 2 stunts and 1 drop, and I think Poirier had like two drops, and of course a knockdown counts a lot on just scorecard. So this could be definitely 1-1 going into this fight, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna see if we even need those judges.
Oh, beautiful knee!
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Huge flying knee goes for the body hook, 1 to the body, 1 to the head, and that knocks him down again. Now Poirier's in all kinds of trouble here.
Oh yes, it definitely is. Oh,
that's not gonna help anything.
Wow.
Huge spinning elbow again from Ferguson. Gets him into the clinch, looking to do some damage.
He walked into that. Goes for it to clinch it again.
Good slip out of the way there by Sandman. But, I mean, right now, Sambo War's putting on the pressure. It feels like he's got this fight firmly in the driver's seat. And Kai, we'll see if he listens to your advice, takes it a little bit slower because that other guy is fighting very hard because he knows he's down on those scorecards. There was another spinning elbow.
Yes. Nice, beautiful knee. Like I said, man, you gotta be, you got 2 minutes and 40 seconds more to go. Take your time. You don't need to rush anything. Look at that. That's what I mean. Ooh, can he get dropped? And Frank, I want to point out, our fellow friend, Mr. Bain, has joined. If you're here, go ahead and talk. If not, we go on and further.
Oh, pleasure to be here, boys. Sorry, had some unfortunate automobile traffic. Big elbow puts him down, though.
Oh, my God.
Sorry, they were waiting on.
Strong.
Exactly. They were waiting on Bane to get here before they really started, right? Now that we've got him in here, we got to get him live and we got to get him all caught up. Bane, this has been an incredible back and forth scrap. Both these guys have been putting everything.
A war truly coming to this final stretch here. Kai, I mean, who do you think has done enough to earn the judge's decision if we get there?
Oh no, definitely so far, definitely Sambawar. It's been a close first 2 rounds, but the third round definitely goes to Sambawar. So I think if Sandman won't be able to get a finish, this fight definitely goes to Sambawar, but he's gonna be careful.
I was gonna say if Sambo keeps throwing those knees in that kind of range, whenever Sandman can still get those shots off with the boxing, then we won't need to worry about those scores. Oh wow, we might not need to worry about him anyway.
Oh, it's close. It's close.
That's it.
Wow.
Third round TKO. Just a couple seconds remained in that fight. And as you boys had suggested, largely dominating it. Very clear victory and puts the cherry on top with the finish.
Absolutely. That's the best way to get it done. You put on a great performance for the majority of the fight, and then you just, as Bane so eloquently put the nice little cherry on top, and now you got yourself a Sunday that's worth having. You get it? Because it's a Sunday, like tomorrow's wordplay. Okay,
that's a good one, Frank. That is a good one.
Thank you. I'm good for a zinger every 6 weeks.
Wow, this has been a great fight. No shame on Sam, and he did a great job of firing back, still being in the fight, even though getting a lot of adversary in the second round, especially in the third round. He was there at all costs at all time, but even also this night belongs to Sam Boar. And this has been a great three fights so far. I've enjoyed them every single second of it, and we got I think two more to go.
That is correct. We've got our co-main event, which is going to be AK Drago taking on Jassim in the middleweight division. And then, of course, our main event, our title fight between Deathpunch and Tactician, the rematch, the highly awaited rematch between those two fighters. So we've had,
I'm looking forward to this one.
yeah, we've had a fantastic morning of fights thus far. We're glad Bane's able to join us today. I understand the automobile traffic. I get that, man. I live in LA, so I feel
Except the
that
405
in
is
my
not
soul.
an easy one for you.
No, it is not.
Definitely.
No, it is not.
So up next we got Jassim against AK Ungodly, former LS member. Bane, since you're here, why don't you go ahead and tell something about Jassim?
Just see, he's a competitor, right? He's somebody who always comes to play, and he's very well versed on the feet. His striking is second to none. Obviously, you can see hovering within the striker with that Adesanya pick potentially. But the history between these guys is interesting. 7 wins on one side, 5 on the other. What that tells me is that neither of these guys are blowing the other out of the water, right? Very even, what their history would suggest, right, Frank?
Sorry about that. I'm having some technical issues on my side. Can everybody hear me okay?
Can hear you.
Hello? Okay. Sorry about that. There was this bit of issue over here. Everything's fine now, but this looks like this table is just about set for this fight. Kai, what are you looking forward to from this fight? What do you think is going to be the narrative that plays out here?
Like I said, man, Jassim, he's a great striker. I've faced him many, many times all ranked. So as AK Drago, AK Ungodly. Both guys have a lot of potential. Like Bane said, man, we got a 7-5 fight. So these guys have to fight each other. They know what to expect. As we can see, AK Ungodly has got the better of those in total 12 fights. Maybe Jassim can make the adjustments for this fight. I think we got Adesanya against an Adesanya. I'm not too sure about it.
Don't you do it, you madman.
Oh no.
Don't do Oh my
There he
God.
is. Just seem locked in with the Stockton zone, Nick Diaz. That is an interesting
Yes, sir.
That lets you know one
sir.
thing, or at least that lets me know one thing right off rip. Jassim is very, very confident in his striking, specifically his boxing. If you're going to go up against an Israel Adesanya and you're going to use Nick Diaz, we know what Nick Diaz is going to do. He's going to try and march you forward and put some pressure on you with the hands and get some body shots going. And, I mean, if he's going to announce that to the world by picking Nick Diaz against an Israel, then I, for one, am interested to see how this thing plays out, fellas.
Have to agree with you, Frank. And again, the thing about kickboxing is it's in the name, kicking. If you are being pressured against the fence, you can't utilize half of your game. The Diaz pick, while interesting off the bat, right, could be a very strong game plan against the style bender.
We'll see.
True. And go ahead.
I was going to say we'll see if it is. We'll see if he can possibly mix in some offensive grappling as well. That could be something that could really, put him out ahead in this matchup, as he is very close to eating the front kick to the face, Kai.
Yeah, it is. And what thing I've noticed from a lot of people is that even though Israel Adesanya has got he's got high punch speed and high punch power, he is still very difficult to use in this game. And why is that? Is because I think, especially the way Nick Diaz is like UFC 3, he is still very lethal. I faced a lot of good Nick Diaz guys, and they still use him like he's just as good as UFC 3. But the thing with Adesanya is I think he's very long, and maybe his jabs and straights are not as fluid and as fast as those from other guys. So personally, I think when it comes to striking, especially in the pocket, if you have a Robert Whittaker, or in this case with Nick Diaz, even though Adesanya's punch speed and punch power is higher, you will have an advantage over Israel Adesanya. But so far, Egan Glaze has been doing a phenomenal job of that. Misses his side kick right here, though.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with the range he's throwing these kicks at, because Jassim is looking to counter one of those, it looks like, and he almost was able to find a home for it there, but not quite, as he lands a big body hook there and another kick behind it for good measure, Bang.
That's what I think Jassim needs to do, right? 2 minutes left in this opening round. Dedicate yourself to the midsection. Really go to that body often and frequent, because you can see the head health isn't really on his side. You know, he's pressuring forward, but he's eating a lot of shots forward. Eats a combo there.
Yeah, and he's still continuing to press forward and just keep putting that pressure on this Adesanya pick. If you start to look at the stamina, you're starting to see some of that body work and some of those whiffed shots that Izzy's been throwing out there. So he's going to have to be a bit more judicious with his shot selection, a little bit more selective. Whereas Jassim, hey, keep doing what you're doing. He's doing a great job of going in, getting that block down, floating out of range, making Izzy think that he can fire back, and then coming in, interrupting the rhythm, and then getting, more of the avalanche rolling downhill, as it were.
Oh, no, and definitely. And this is a 3-round fight, and of course, if you know a little bit of your own fights, I know that Adesanya has like a 95 gas tank, even though he gets rock right here. I think Nick Diaz has got like a 94 gas tank, so these guys are able. But right now, Adesanya he's not a lot of stamina, and the body work of Jassim has been doing a number on the gas tank of Adesanya, AK and Godly. Here's a bit of a change. Nice knee. Wow, who would you give this first round to, guys?
Gotta have to think that rock is going to move a 10-9 in Jassim's favor. Judges' scorecard would have to go to him in that opening 5.
Yeah, I gotta say the same thing. I'd give that first round to Jassim. He seemed to control the cage well, was able to get effective body damage in. That rock, like Bane said, is probably all the judges saw. But that's enough to sway them in Nick's favor right now.
Now, one thing Kai brought up that I'd like to expand upon a little bit more, right? That cardiovascular system of Adesanya really fading quickly here. And the problem is Drago's done a great job of moving laterally and circling out against the pressure, but you have to have a lot in the tank. Big spinning elbow knock.
Oh, my. Oh, that was beautiful. Now, even though there we go. Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Momentum stopped on a dime and went the other way.
Come on.
Drago is feeling himself here.
Yes. Yes.
I think Jassim's feeling him too.
Oh!
He fires back a left hand to the ground, but 1-2 head kick. He gets the drop. I'm surprised he didn't go try to get that finish, though. I felt like that would have been a great position to be in on top of Izzy, just because you don't have to worry about as much, I would think.
Oh,
my
God.
Have to worry about
he gets dropped back.
If you're on the ground.
Oh,
Nick
goodness
Diaz, known for the granite chin, but it seems to be getting cracked here a bit. 3 remain in the second round, and boys, we have a firefight on our hands.
Oh, we do. Wow, what a fight so far.
Yeah, these two. Go ahead.
It's really coming down to, again, the gas tank versus the chin of Diaz, right? Has Jassim done enough to those ribs to batter them to the point where he can work with a less than subpar chin?
I don't think so. Not at this point, especially when you look at the full body health, since he's got it all on display right there in the HUD. If you look at that body health, it barely looks worse than Diaz's, which is kind of surprising, especially when you consider the body strikes that he's put on. But hey, if you can hit him in the head and knock him out, why are you even worried about it, right, guys?
Oh my God, spinning elbow drop shot.
That's why.
Oh my God, this could be it. Oh my God,
Not where you want to be against Nick Diaz.
Nice.
Not even a little bit.
I just want to point. Just look at the head health of Jassim. It's just flashing in general. Just in general, it's flashing. That means that even though the bodywork of Jassim did put a number on the stamina of Adesanya, the amount of damage Adesanya did to Nick Diaz has been just too big right now. So a 1-2 or maybe just a little stray that will affect the block into a head kick of Adesanya could easily knock him down, if not knock him out, man. But you gotta be careful with that because Jassim is still in this fight and he's dangerous.
Yeah, very much so. But like you said, that head health, he's chilling and it's still just flashing. Yeah. That's not a great sign. Not encouraging in the slightest. Because
oh my God.
Those
Jassim! 10 seconds remain. Big uppercut KO.
What a comeback.
That one took me straight back to Mortal Kombat. That was an uppercut all the way from hell. Like, Scorpion on the way up with that one. We were just sitting here talking about, I was just about to make the point that he's got to be careful because if he goes for the body too much and, he eats an uppercut And then he said uppercut. Okay. And he just threw his own and took Adesanya's head off and sent it into orbit. We're going to get our space team looking for that. We might have it next week, but don't worry.
Potentially. I mean, that's on its way to Mars right now, Frank. I don't know if we're going to find that anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly. But we just got the rover set up over there, so they might be able to see it where it lands. We don't know. Great fight by both guys, man, for sure.
And Kai, we talk about adjustments so often. You have a really tentative chess match of a first round. Again, the only significant moment was a big rock from Jassim. And then he experienced a ton of resistance. How do you keep yourself mentally in it when you
guys know what kind of fight they are, and they know what kind of opportunity they get. So the only mindset you can have is have to do this fight and try to win. Of course, it's easier done at this stage of the level, but there's not much more than you can do than keep on, have the positive energy, of course, because when you're getting knocked down like that, your head felt so low, you possibly know it ain't gonna happen. I can't pull this off. But Jassim had the right game plan. He stayed focused. He stayed just amazing, and he got the victory. And that's just what you have to do in order to win a fight like that.
Yeah, he was able to dig down deep and go to that place and find the victory. Like you said, he never gave up. Showed his heart on full display the entirety of that fight, and was able to get the good victory. So congratulations there, to Jassim.
It's time for our main event, the rematch, AK-Tactician against, of course, the current champion, Deathpunch. We have seen the first fight. It was really close. Frank, why don't you go ahead and start off with AK-Tactician?
Well, Tactician has been around the block a little bit. Currently, he's number 7th ranked in the UFL. He's 5-2. He's a former title challenger. Wasn't quite able to get it done that time. But he's got elite striking. He's excellent off the back. He's got fantastic kickboxing. And, of course, he's, with that great kickboxing comes high-level takedown defense. Excuse me, I can't talk this morning, fellas. But he's always looking for a KO coming out of that AK camp. He's looking to, keep the momentum, keep it going, pick up what Drago wasn't able to finish. So we're gonna see. If
definitely.
Absolutely.
Why don't you go ahead and tell something about our current champion, Mr. Deathpunch?
Deathpunch, he's a guy that gets it done. Clearly has an existing win against Tactician here, and then 5-1 in UFL overall. Extremely well-rounded, versatile anywhere the fight goes. On the mat, he's got dangerous submissions. Up on the feet, he's got some of the cleanest hands in the game. Great performance, and let's see if he can make his first ever title defense here as the champion.
Oh, definitely. I'm looking forward to this, man. I just want to say he represents Cap Top Mount, and these guys for Top Mount and AK General, they both are lead of fights, man. These guys are so ridiculous good at the game. They know every single. They like jack of all trades. This is what they do. This is what they can. So I'm not surprised if we can see a crazy fight. I am surprised about the Pedro Munoz pick. I respect that. Of course, Petr Yan and the bantamweight is very normal. But Pedro Munoz, maybe you can show us something of that Munoz that we haven't seen.
I, for one, am very happy to see it because if we're going to be honest, guys, there's a lot of people in competitive play. You see the same picks a lot. And, a lot of times, of course, there are fresh matchups because of the people playing them. But it's always nice to see somebody step out of that established comfort zone, whenever they go pick a Nick Diaz or Pedro Munoz, because this is a competitive fight in, an actual affiliate league for the ESFL. It's not like this doesn't matter. It's not just sparring with your friends. Like, he's in an actual competitive situation. He's using, somebody we don't see often. So again, respect to Deathpunch for that. But we're gonna see if Tactician's able to be like, hey, bro, what are you doing? Stick with the meta. Come on.
Again, to Frank's point, of course, Deathpunch utilizing Munoz very effectively here as we get about 2.5 remain in the opening round of this five-round fight, just pushing Yan against the cage, right? Making Tactician work on the back foot. And I think that a lot of Yan's striking comes from being the aggressor, right? Leading the dance, and Deathpunch up until this point has just taken that away from him.
Yes, he's done a very good job of that. Like you said, he's been marching forward, keeping him on that back foot, and maybe that's not where Tactician wants to be. Jan's got such great stats, but if he's not good at striking going backwards, he's not good at striking going backwards. I don't know.
And of course, and like I said, Pedro Munoz, he's fast and bent away. He definitely got power, and he's got some good leg kicks. As Deathpunch has been throwing a lot of them. But this is 5-on-5. Usually, a pretty young mirror match is usually also like a brawl, like a Holloway. So I'm really looking forward to how Tactician will be able to keep his gas tank up until the 5th round. Because I see that he's got a slight advantage when it comes to the gas tank of Munoz. Like I said, the 5-on-5, take your time. Losing a round is not a real problem if you just make sure that you win the other one. Like I said, easy said than done. But I was a 5-round fight. Always interesting to see how that plays out.
These guys are doing, at least in my opinion, thus far, a decent job of holding on to the stamina. They know that they're fighting 5 rounds and not 3, so neither one's going too crazy. Of course, Deathpunch is using a bit more of the stamina right now, but neither one is just unloading the entire gas tank and leaving their hopes of winning in round 1. So that's good to see from both guys. Very smart, very aware of the situation.
You saw both of them kind of up the volume a little bit, right, in the closing seconds of the first round. Each one try and make more of an impact. Kai, if you were judging this, who would the first round go to?
Yeah, I think it is really close. So I'm not gonna say I would give the slight finish. I think it's a possible 10-10. I don't think somebody else did a lot of damage that you could say, yeah, he deserves the round. I think it's a definite 10-10. But coming out this fight, pretty young, he came out strong. Beautiful sidekick. Can he do some knee damage right there? And he does. So like I said, first round definitely a 10-10, and then the second round we'll see how that plays out. But so far, Pedrian is putting on the pressure and has been throwing a lot of significant shots. Beautiful switch kick to the body.
I would think Deathpunch took round 1, but I wouldn't be surprised to hear somebody say that Jan did, that they thought Jan did. But a good job there by both guys. Munoz with a great timing of the takedown, but Jan with better defense, able to stop that double leg bail. A huge
great check.
A lot of damage to that right leg of Munoz. If you're Deathpunch,
I see the leg getting checked, and Chris White.
Got some flashbacks.
I'm sorry, you guys, but I see that this leg getting checked, and I see it flashing, and damn.
You can see this is definitely
a
different story. 250 left in the second round, and yeah, Tactician's coming alive, Frank.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's really starting to come alive with the striking, and he's starting to find a home for some of these shots. And that was a big check. A lot of times you don't talk about a leg check being one of the biggest moments in the round, but unless it's Chris White. But in this situation, since these guys are so evenly matched, you're looking at every modicum of information that you can get to see where an advantage might lie. And if a few more of those head kicks from Deathpunch land, then we won't have to worry about it. But at this point, Bane, I've rambled incoherently long enough, and I don't even remember what I was talking about at this point. This is a good fight thus far. Both guys are working out.
Absolutely, and to your point, either one of these guys landing a couple more big shots we could here, and New War, and still, just depends on the strategy, right? As you kind of get through, like Frank, you were saying, downloading information and processing it, you make adjustments in tactical reads. Both of these guys, I don't think, have adjusted their game plans too much as we get to the final stretch of this second round.
And I think that's a safe observation, because one thing I'm noticing right now, which is so much easier up here to notice from the commentary booth, but Deathpunch's block is in bad shape, but I don't think Tactician has quite picked up on that, because if he had, it seems like he'll take one shot. And it doesn't look like Tactician has quite noticed that yet, because I would think that he would be looking to press a bit more if he had, but again, that might be one of those things that comes in between rounds.
The block is done for the most part. Like I said, and the second round is going to end. At this point, especially if it was me, I see striking wise, Tactician will have slight advantage. So trying to stand with him the next 3 rounds, it's gonna be a tough one. I know Munoz has got a better ground game than Petroyan for sure. So try to mix it up, try to take the fight to the ground. I think the second round definitely goes to Tactician, even though there was a close one as well. But like I said, there goes a grappling, beautiful, well done. He listened to me and he did what he's supposed to do. And if you Munoz, you want to do this as much as possible for the next three rounds. But let me say this: Tactician is no slouch on the back as well. Getting him to the ground is pretty hard. Holding him there is even harder.
To each of these guys battling for the grappling advantage, trying to get some juice in those transitions. And like he's mentioned, Kai, great get up there for Tactician.
Yeah, just like you said, he did a beautiful job utilizing that grapple advantage, and then once it was there, he just slipped out the back door, and we're back on the feet.
Now, that head health of Deathpunch is a little bit worrying.
A little.
It won't take much anymore, especially with the punch power at speed of Peter-Jan. It won't take much, man. It really won't.
Yeah, I feel like he's honestly one well-placed combination away from a rock or perhaps something bigger, but a beautiful job on the reversal there to get the that
sort of like a body lock takedown or something like that. It was a great job from Tactician. Made a tactical adjustment.
Yeah. She's living up to the name, man. Bang with the word players.
Yeah, and so far, man, Peter-Jan is really beautiful head kick. He's been got the better of the striking, and especially striking exchanges. So, like I said, if you Deathpunch, you really want to do what you're doing right now, but just know that the block is gone for the most part, man.
Yeah, but on the other,
go on.
I was just gonna say on the other side of that coin right now, Kai, I feel like Deathpunch is doing a great job of mixing in those takedown and clinch attempts. He's timing them very well, but Jan is just showing better defense, is what I was about to say. But Munoz does an excellent job of getting that late denial there out of that body lock transition trip. But,
it gets rocked.
Deathpunch in survival mode. 1 minute 20 remain in this third round, and like Frank and Kai both have mentioned, the takedown defense of Tactician has largely held up, only securing one actual takedown, at least from my perspective, Deathpunch has, and he's eating some shots right here as we approach the final 60 seconds.
Yeah, and Kai, you're a grappler primarily. Does this start to wear a little bit on the mentality? Because you know that, going to the ground seems like the best place for you. Right. But then, he was almost but going to the ground seems to be the best case of action for you. But even whenever you are able to get him down, that happens, and he just gets right back up. Is that a bit of a blow to you mentally?
It is, and the thing with Tactician is, like I said, I've some guys that here on the main card, I faced them personally, and Jesse was really hard to take to the ground, and so is Tactician. I faced him many times on ranked, and when I couldn't take him down, and he was getting the better of the striking exchanges, I know this is gonna be a rough fight, man, and it does when you lose the fight on the feet, and you're almost not being able to take the guy to the ground just because of the defense. Or you're gonna be in for a long night. But just wondering, just to you guys, we got Tactician having Peter-Jan, and we got Deathpunch and Munoz. At this point, do you think that you got regret on taking Munoz and not just picking Peter-Jan of later Henry Seville or DJ Dillashaw?
No, I wouldn't think so anyway. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I don't feel like he's down enough in this fight to really feel buyer's remorse. He's right there in this thing still. I mean, yes, the momentum is certainly on Tactician's side, and he's had the bigger moments in this fight, but I don't feel like Deathpunch is out of this by any means, especially because those straights do a lot of damage, and the grappling of Munoz is there. It's just, you got to figure out a way to keep him on the ground, and maybe this will be the route to do that. He's able to dive down on top of him into the full guard, and now we're just going to see if he's able to get past this guard position, or if Jan's going to be able to do another one of those beautiful get-ups that he's been exhibiting thus far in this fight.
And yeah, to echo Frank's thoughts here, I don't know if Deathpunch is really regretting the decision. I don't know if his confidence is what it was at the beginning of this fight, but still, right, he has to believe that he can get it done with Munoz. I don't think that he would pick it if not, right?
Right. No, definitely. There we go.
Deathpunch with an opportunity here.
Yeah, he's getting close, but he's
wow. Tactician moves just enough out of the way. Deathpunch really on the ropes here.
Oh, there we go.
What a beautiful up kick.
Wow.
Listen, Deathpunch isn't out of this, but
no, he isn't.
He can't be feeling great right now because you had a moment and you were thinking it was looking great. Is he able to get the full mount sweep?
Wow.
So you go for another takedown, and you hope that you get another moment that looks great. He's on top right now. Goes for the arm.
Okay.
Takes some time off the clock. Takes some wind out of the sails, Tactician. And no matter when he gets out of this submission, Munoz is still going to be on top. That's one of the beauties of the arm triangle from that half guard position. So I feel like this is, I was going to say all reward, not really much risk, but he let it go a little early. But hey, you know you're not going to get it, then you're not going to get it.
Right. And I do want to point out though, so if you go for a choke, right, and you didn't got it, no worries. You got bone round. You got a taste of the pattern your opponent choke defense has got. So if you're smart, if you dead punch, but like I said, that's always easier than done. Go into the 5th round. You probably damage your scorecard. Throw to the ground with the he throws. Oh, okay. And go for the arm triangle from side saddle. That's way stronger, but like I said, easier said than done. The takedown defense of Tactician has been phenomenal so far.
You can see Tactician here to close out round 4, returning the favor, wants to get a read on Deathpunch's submission defense. And interesting thing to know, right, we're coming into the 5th and final round of this title fight, and we just saw our submission attempts for the first time. I think that you would want to try to attempt that earlier in the fight when he had the stamina to maybe do a submission.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, because even I'm one of those people, I like to try to grapple somebody early, specifically towards the end of the first round, because you can get a feel for him and there's not much of a risk. You can tell, okay, this guy's good, or, I feel like I'm better than him here. You'll know that regardless, and you'll know whether you want to keep taking the fight to the ground. Speaking of taking the fight to the ground, great defense there. But you'll know if you want to continue to explore that avenue later in the fight, or if you know you need to abandon ship right there.
Oh, Tactician, this could be it.
Oh my god.
Wow. No, Deathpunch is still in this fight, still surviving.
Deathpunch displaying a lot of championship heart here, but Tactician is not giving him an inch. Great takedown there from Deathpunch.
Beautiful job. We'll see if he can parlay this into a position where he can get some good ground and pound damage off and perhaps get a finish here, fellas. I feel like the only way he's going to win this fight is by finish, but Jan's head health, I do think, is low enough, and Munoz's ground striking attribute is high enough that he can make something happen down here if he can get to a position where he can posture up without getting himself, swept or reversed.
Absolutely agreed, Frank. And of course, the beauty of ground strikes is when you do get back to the feet, that chin health doesn't recover quite as quickly, right? So if Deathpunch can do some effective work here, but he's going for a submission.
Oh, hey.
I think he should be able to get out of it.
Yeah, it looks like he's not having much trouble at all with that one.
And we'll see, right? This is a champion on our hands. 220 remain. He knows that he needs to get it done and needs to find a finish in order to retain the title. Tactician, if I'm Tactician, I'm just being patient. I'm just waiting right here because I know that the fight is basically mine if we go to the judges' scorecards.
Yeah.
But he Deathpunch lets him up, and he's just trying to get. I was gonna say he's possibly gonna look for a finish. Jan does a great job to get that reversal takedown, but good job by Munoz in the late denial to stay on the feet.
Oh!
My God. Eventually, all the damage does just catch up.
And new
AK-Tactician avenges AK Drago in the co-main to steal the gold away from the former champ Deathpunch in what was largely contested in the first 5 minutes, but Tactician just pulled away as this fight went on. That belt is going to look great around his waist.
Absolutely, and I feel like he did everything he needed to earn that one. Deathpunch, had great moments early on, but I feel like Tactician was able to make the requisite downloads and adjustments needed to go out there and capture the AK-Tactician. Great job there. Enjoy that title belt. You earned it.
Wow.
And one thing to note, of course, is these boys are on the line, Frank Guy.
Trilogy.
That is something we're going to have to keep an eye on.
Wow.
Matchmakers, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We'll see if that's what they give us, or if they decide that he needs, to get another win under his belt before he can get that next shot at the title. But again, that's for the matchmakers to decide. We will know,
right?
Very soon.
It's been a great fight because I don't feel like I feel like Tactician has got the better of the most fight, but I don't feel like he got, like Deathpunch got obliterated by anything. He got absolutely dominated. He's been in that fight for five, almost a whole round, almost the whole fight. Of course, just with the damage Tactician has did over the course of the fight, it's been making it's been too much for Pedro Munoz. So a third fight, a trilogy would make sense, and maybe and at that time that punch has been going to the drawing board. And, I've seen the mistakes that he's made. And but like you said, man, this is all up to the matchmaking. All I can say is that we end new, and it's been an amazing main card. You've got a lot of great fights, so I'm definitely looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. And the next one, you'll be able to catch us next Sunday at the same time, 3 p.m. Central, right here on the UFL network. ESFL is taking a little break while they're getting things ready for their next season of competition. So we're going to be holding things down on Sundays here at UFL. So make sure you guys come back and check us out next week, same time, more great fights. I've been Frank No Streaming, along with my friends Kai and my new friend Bane. It was great to have you in the booth with us today. I cannot wait to work with you again some point in the future soon, sir.
Oh, it's a true pleasure. Looking forward to being here.